Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? This is Angelique Weiley, business consultant, coming at you again from Chicago. Nice and chilly and cold today, this December day. Hope everybody's having a great day today. Today, our topic is going to be all about mindset and how to change your mindset, not just in business, but at home too. Because how you perceive things and how you interpret things that are going on around you is very, very important for your mindset. And yesterday we talked a little bit about having a winning attitude, and mindset just kind of ties in with everything. So here we go. Let's talk about mindset. When you think about mindset, your brain is constantly processing info all day long. Information that you hear on the news, things that people tell you as you're having conversations throughout the day. And what your brain does is it interprets that information. It takes it, segments it, it interprets it, and then what happens is you sit there and you think about what you had just heard. And as you're interpreting it, you are coming up with the idea of, well, this means this. And as you're interpreting it, sometimes your brain also, depending on what kind of mood you're in, can take a negative swing on it or a positive swing on it. Sometimes you could judge off of that. You could be judging somebody or judging something that was said. And so your mind is constantly processing things all day long and interpreting it. And that's really how our brains work. And what you really need to do is make sure that you change your mindset so that you always try to put a positive spin on what that interpretation is going on in your brain. So if you think about like mindset at work, you may have rumors going on about you, or you may have heard something, or you may have heard something that somebody said, but you didn't hear the whole story. So you may have perceived it as somebody was talking negatively about you, but you don't know what the whole story is. I always suggest to my employees to please go talk to the person face to face and really have good open communication and try to figure out what were they trying to say. Another thing that I always give advice to my employees is you never know the story behind the screen. So here I am, I'm Angelique, and I might have some awful, horrible personal stuff going on at home. And I don't want people at work to know about those things going on, but I'm not going to tell everybody. But I may have a tone about something that I say. But you think that I possibly could be attacking you personally. And sometimes you shouldn't take things personally at work because you never know what's going on. You never know what the story is behind the screen of the person. So it's very, very, very important to always keep open communication at work. Never take things personally. Never. And if you think that you need to take things personally, you need to go talk to the person one-on-one. Take them into a room. Say, hey, this is the vibe that I'm getting from you. Can you explain to me what's really going on? And 99.9% of the time, they'll be honest. They'll say, hey, I got a lot going on at home. But it's just how your brain interpreted it. It was your mindset at the time. And another thing is, in business, it is absolutely okay to get a no. I mean, if you're in sales and you're trying to sell somebody your offer, your service, or your product, and they say no, no is okay. Don't take that personally. It's not a no to you. It's a no to your product or your service. It's not anything that you did wrong. They just don't need it at the time. You have to grow some thick skin in business as well. And you have to understand the balance between business and being hard and thick-skinned. And then when to have compassion and be passionate about things, and to people, and be caring. But please don't take no's personally, because honestly, and I said this in my last video, a no gets you closer and closer to a yes, right? So always take it as growth. If somebody says no to your offer, your product, it's maybe you need to take a look at it and change it, or maybe you just don't need to do anything. It just was the person at the time. And like I said, you don't know the story behind the screen. There's a reason why they said no. Maybe they have something going on in their life. Maybe they are down on their finances. It's all about the interpretation going on in your brain of what is going on with that information. So think about that. And when we get into our leadership series coming down the road, we're going to talk about how to communicate with people, but you think before you speak. Who is that person? What's their personality? And it all ties together. All of these videos tie together because it's all about what's going on in here in your brain and how to change that. So a lot of our discussions are going to be about changing your mindset. And it's very important right now to get active in thinking about your mindset on a day-to-day basis before you speak, before you take an action on something, before you just bust out and shout out at somebody. Stop and think. How are you interpreting that information? And are you interpreting it correctly or incorrectly? And have you asked all the questions to that person that pertain to the information first, so you have the clear story? So take that information today and really think about it. And how can you incorporate that in your life day to day? Not just at work, at home. All my stories are work and home life. So have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.